Hello, watchers, BoJess here, and welcome back to the building of the Resident Evil 7 guest house. So in the last episode, we built the back entrance to the house, the hallway, and the kitchen. And in this episode, we're going to build this hallway that I'm working on now, the living room, the bathroom, and I don't know what that one room would call. The study room, I guess, because it's got a whole bunch of bookshelves in it, and the other hallway. Man, this house has a lot of hallways. This houseway, this house is like hallway central. I've never seen a house with this many hallways. So this little part right here that I'm working on now, this, in the reference pictures that I took so that I could build this looks like just a basic, door with, like the shelves have fallen over and stuff, so I went ahead and put these bookshelves there, and obviously I can't make a bookshelf look like it fell over, so I was like, well, it's before the bookshelf fell over. And then I went and grabbed, some boxes and stuff, made them bigger. Looking at the reference photo, there's obviously there's trash can or trash bags there and some boxes and stuff. So I decided just to put a few things there, so that it's blocked off. You can't go out there. And then I was trying to look for something that could go over the door because there's like, it looks like there's chicken wire or, chicken fence there, It's kind of boarded up a little bit, so I was like, well, I'm trying to make it look all grubby and stuff, Then I obviously had to find the clock, and I went through and found out all kinds of other clocks, and this is the only one that would work, and I scaled that up, and now I'm off to picking out pictures. I pretty much pick out, I don't know, about the same pictures all throughout the house, whatever picture frame that looks relatively about, the same. This is the only shelf. Well, no, I don't think I went with that shelf, did I? Or did I? I don't know. I don't even know what I went with. This is bad. But yeah, so I continue to dirty up the walls, and, looking around, seeing if I like it, and pick my floorboards, and I'm just talking about what I'm doing, and that's not that exciting. But you know what is exciting, though? That throughout this entire build, the ceiling stays beautiful. That's something that I really wish that we could edit in The Sims 4 is the ceiling. Because they're always white. They're so perfect. And I'm like, no, this whole house is grubby and beat up and torn up. And I need the ceiling to I need it to look like that too. That would be awesome. Oh, I'm not going to build this room right now because I decided that I'd build the living room first. That way I could get an idea of how big that little room needed to be and stuff. So, and another thing that I'm not really sure of what I want to do is, do I want to go upstairs or downstairs after this? Because I kind of feel like going upstairs is actually going to be harder than going downstairs. Because, okay, when you go upstairs, you have this little room. It's just a teeny tiny room where you hit a little button and the stairs to go to the attic come down. So you're going to have the second floor that's just going to be this one single room. And then you have this gigantic attic on top of it. And I'm like, how the hell is this going to work with the roofing? So I'm thinking about just going downstairs first. But I'm also kind of worried about that too because the size of this lot, I think, which one did I choose? I think I chose a 50 by 50, I believe. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and look. But anyway, there's a lot of hallways. Once again, a big corridor of just houses. Or not houses. I mean just hallways. So it's hallway, little room, hallway, little room, hallway, little room. So I'm like, how am I gonna make all this fit? I'll probably make all the hallways a lot smaller. That'll probably be what I end up doing. I think there's gonna end up being maybe a swimming pool down there because there's this little part in the game where you have to go into I think it's a flooded basement, and you have to walk through that. And obviously I'm not gonna get to add the dead body. That would be so awesome if there was dead bodies in this game. Oh, I'm horrible. I'm so horrible. Yay! I'm on to the living room. The living room I thought was really fun to build. And a lot easier than some of the other parts of the rest of the house, because these chairs are perfect. They pretty much exactly look like the ones in the game. This is close enough, what do you call it? The table. Coffee table. The coffee table that I pick is close enough to it. And the laughable thing, though, is the piano. Because they don't actually have a piano in the game. That they have a keyboard and then they have, like, the grand piano. But they don't have, like, the small... I don't even know what those pianos are called. My mother and father-in-law have one, but I can't think of what they're called. I think they just call theirs an organ or something, I think. I don't know. But this game doesn't have one of those. So I'm like, wooden keyboard? That'll work. I don't know. It works though, I guess. It looks silly. The name of that piano is called an upright piano. I cut the audio and went and looked it up just so I could tell you what it was called. Oh, I finally found the light that I had been looking for forever right there, and I'm like, must place it before I forget it's there! I'm so goofy. Oh, there's the keyboard! Yay! Yeah, I even went through and grabbed the grand piano, and I'm like, can I make this work? You know what? I actually thought of a way I could probably make that grand piano work. I might have to go back and edit that and use that grand piano. Huh. I might do that. Another thing that I'm thinking about now that we're in the living room is how I'm going to make the little secret entrance into that secret room where you pull that lever and go in there, and then to get down into the basement, you have to climb the stairs, or not stairs, but the ladder down. And there are no ladders in this game. And I'm like, how in the world am I going to create a ladder? Am I going to create a ladder? Am I just going to put stairs? I don't know yet. There's some things that I'm thinking about. For the secret door, though, I'm thinking about there's a bookshelf in the game, or a door that looks like a bookshelf or something, and I'm thinking about using that. Unless, of course, that's a Sims 3 thing. Because there's too many different, Sims games, and I sometimes get items confused between them. For example, I thought that there was a pool table in The Sims 4, and here it's The Sims 3 that has the pool table, and I'm like, looking for a pool table everywhere in this other build that I was doing, and I couldn't find it. And then I looked it up on my phone and found out that there's no pool table. And I was like, really? What do you mean there's no pool table? There's been a pool table in like every Sims game. What the hell? That actually happened to me earlier or I think it was the episode before this one. I was looking for a phone to put down on the table, and there's no phone. I'm sitting here looking for the phone. I'm like, I know there's phones in this game. And I went and looked it up and found out there's no landline phones in this game. And I'm like, okay, why would you take the landline phones out? Why would you do that to me? There's people who build old houses, and old houses have landlines. What the heck? Oh gosh, this game is so goofy. I hope they'll bring back some of this stuff. I really do. And on a brighter note, I wonder who they had living in this guest house. I mean, when you get here, Mia is the one that's in the house, obviously. But I do wonder, did they have other people living here? Or did they maybe just put Mia in there because of, oh, never mind, I don't want to spoil it just in case you haven't actually played the game. But anyway, I just kind of wonder if Mia was living in here, or did the Bakers live in the guest house for a while and then build, the house the main house, the house that they're actually living in? Because there's a few houses. There's the old house, there's the guest house, and there's this house. So just something that I've been thinking about, And obviously, was it Clancy? I think it was Clancy, yeah. Him and his friends, the ghost hunters, they came into this house, and they were exploring this house. So that makes me wonder, did they know about the main house, or were they just exploring this house? Were they planning on exploring this house and then moving on to the main house? Or going to the old house? Or are all the houses... not all the houses, because the old house and the main house are definitely not connected. There's like a little swampy-esque area in between the two of them. But is the guest house and the main house connected in some way? You know, that's something that's not really answered in the game. I'm just assuming that the guest house and the main house are not connected because when Jack does what he does and then you wake up at the table eating, you're in the, you go from the guest house to the main house. I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. There are people in this world that have not played this game. And if you have not played this game and are interested in watching a playthrough of it, I do have one of those on my channel. Go check it out. It's awesome. If I remember, I'll go ahead and throw a link to the playlist down in the description. I am now moving on to, the little room. What is that? The Harry Potter room. I'll just call it the Harry Potter room. I don't know what this room is for. Like, it's just this little room that would lead into something else, but there's just a door there that's boarded up, and I'm sitting there going like, how do I make this door up? It just jumped. I think I stopped recording, and then I forgot to press record again, and I decorated that door up with, the little metal slabs that go across I think they're like, those dancing poles for ballerinas to balance on, those things. And I use those as wood planks, but you can't rotate them, obviously, so they don't really look like wood planks, barricading the door. And I put those up there, and I forgot to hit record or some darn thing. So it ended up not being put in the video, and I'm like, oh crap, no one's gonna know what I did, so I'll have to explain what I did. So that's what I did. Thinking about it, I also moved the living room and what I'm calling the Harry Potter room over one square, so that I could place the door there without the door leading into the kitchen. Made that into a room and painted the walls and flooring black. I kinda hope that some of the DLC that they're releasing for Resident Evil 7 will explain where that door leads. If they don't, I fear I will go slightly mad. Not really. I have got a chance to play some of the DLC of Resident Evil, and so far I think it's really strange. I was expecting it to be scary or gross, and so far most of it's a bit silly. I'm not sure if that's normal for the Resident Evil games, but they are kind of like little mini games. They are fun, but this is a horror game, and they're pretty silly. I just don't know what to say about them. I am planning on playing some of the old Resident Evils, just so I can see how different they are compared to this one. Maybe then I can finally understand why some of the old fans of the series don't care for this one. I think I might go back and change those curtains. Curtains in this game can be very hard to decorate with. Some are way too big, some are too small, and some are just plain ugly. Anyway, people mention the first game or the fourth one being the best, and the fifth and sixth one being the worst. I've never actually heard anything about the second or third one, though. Now, I have heard about the Revelations 1 and 2, but I don't know if those are directly part of the series, or if they're just spin-offs. I kind of want to start with the Revelations or the Resident Evil 0. Oh, this is where I was looking for a frickin' phone, and I couldn't find one, and then I got on the internet, and I googled where the phone was, and it comes up with a whole bunch of people talking about how there are no landline phones in The Sims 4, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean there's no landline phone? When did this happen? Oh, jeez, I was so devastated. I forgot that this game didn't have the frickin' landline phones. All it has is the fancy-dancy cellophones. Cellophones? Cellophone. Sorry, my kiddo decided to start singing while I was talking, so I had to cut the audio. I've actually had to cut the audio quite a bit, if you haven't noticed, because of squeaky little children. I'm trying to get some of my recording, like the house builds I'm doing, and talking over commentary like what I'm doing here during the day done, so that I have the night to record. Plus, horror games are scarier at night, right? Man, I spend a lot of time on these hallways. Actually, a lot of this build is decorating the hallways. And once I move downstairs, it'll be a lot more decorating, more hallways. Actually, I don't think the hallways in the basement are going to be as hard because there's not as much to decorate in the hallways. It's going to be a lot of cluttering up the little rooms in the basement. I also have to figure out how to make a cage, and I'm not sure if the clutter items in the buy debug cheat transfer over to the gallery. So I'm not too sure that I'll be using that stuff. Maybe I'll have to do a little test and see if I can figure it out before I go down into the scary, deep, dark basement. I don't know why I randomly do that. Guess I'm just trying to make the commentary a little more interesting. Plus, I'm a goofy person and I like doing goofy things. I have finally moved over to the bathroom now, and in this bathroom, I'm not too sure if that bathtub is gonna work or not because of the way it's positioned. The little green arrows point towards the wall, and I think that's normally the side the Sims get in on, and I don't think that the Sims are going to be able to use it. But I did shuffle it over a little bit further from the wall in hopes that maybe they'll just go around the tub to get in. I also feel like this bathroom's a little bit bigger than the one that's in the game, but that may be because I didn't clutter the bathroom up as much as maybe I should have. Might be something I go back and look at the next time I'm building. I definitely do scruff up the walls pretty good, though. Too bad there's not a lot I can do with the floor. And obviously, the ceiling. The ceiling is quite white. Try saying that 10 times fast. Yeah, I struggle to find a curtain for that, too. And I ended up just going with the Halloween curtains. Because they seem to fit this place pretty good. I also forgot to mention the reason why I put the soap on the counter like I did. It's there to represent the little health potion thing that's sitting there on the shelf, which really cracks me up. It looks like just like a little bottle of rubbing alcohol and you just dump it on your arms and you're magically healed. Video game logic. Well, now that I'm on to the library, I could talk about that. I had to readjust this room a few times because I was trying to make these bookshelves work. But then I found the smaller bookshelves and I'm like, these are gonna work a lot better because there's a few things that go on the shelf, not the shelf, the top of the bookshelves. And I wanted to make sure I put some things up there. And then I also used the same, what do you call them? I guess nightstands in here that I did in the hallway. Because I think those look pretty nice together. I like those, when you put two of them together and bunch them up. And then, of course, I had to tear the walls apart. And that was fun. Lots and lots of fun. I really, really love those little torn up wall pieces. Those are so awesome. Now all they have to do is add in scruffed up rugs and torn up floorboards, and I will be in old house heaven. I guess I could take, what are those? The little pebble looking rock things and put those all over the floor. That would probably make the floor look a little bit scruffier. Those little pebble things that I have in the kitchen. With us closing in on the end of this video with only about a minute to go, what do you think of this house build so far? If you've watched it this far, what do you think? Do you think that it looks like the house? If you haven't played Resident Evil 7, does this house build kind of make you want to go and play it? I don't know, I'm just curious. This is where I'm putting the things on top of the bookshelves. What was up there? I'm trying to think. There was a couple things up there and I couldn't find anything similar to it in the game. So one of it was like a globe or something. And I think I put gold bars. Yeah, I put the gold bars up there instead. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed watching me build the hallways, the living room, library, bathroom, and the little Harry Potter room underneath the stairs. In the next episode, I will probably be heading upstairs or to the basement. Find out in the next episode. Night night.